Hello everyone, very good morning to all. In last session, we discussed about registration form and that we discussed in two parts. One is a registration form creation with validations. In the last session, we discussed about how to insert the data into a table, right? So now in this session, we are going to discuss about how to send an email notification to the registered user with an activation link. So what we did, so validations in the last session, we inserted the data by using a model. Upon success, and we are displaying a success message. Before displaying this success message, I want to send an email notification to the registered user with the activation link. So why? Because in database, we are saving the status of the user, registered user status is inactive. Once I sent an email to you, then you have to make this account as I mean, in that email ID, you are going to get activation link. By clicking that activation link, your status should be updated as. So in my application, the people who activated their account, I want to allow them only log into my application. That's the reason we have to make the status as active. So for this, we have to send an email. So in register controller, we have to prepare the mail function subject. Let us prepare the subject here. Subject is going to be account activation link. If you want, you can add your company name, something like this, go PHP or something. So next one is going to be the subject. So subject is already done. Next one is going to be the message, guys. So message for an email sending, three are important. One is email ID, one is a subject, one is message. Already we have email here, so we don't want to go for it. There is a two address. So now the next thing is going to be the message body. We have to prepare the message body, guys. Let me prepare the message body. So the message body should come like this. Hi, username. Who is the registered person? The registered person name should be come here, right? So the name is going to be available here. This is the name of the registered user. Let me get this name, guys, here. Hi. I'm preparing a message body, something like this. Hi, Ram, or something like this. Who registered their name, right? Their name should come dynamically, right? That's why I'm concatenating this variable here. Hi name, comma. Here, I just want to add a break. In the next line, we have to display a message. Thanks for creating an account with us. Please click the below link to activate your account. So the message we are going to display here. I'm writing thanks for creating an account with us. So please click the below link to activate your account. This is the message I just want to display. In your email inbox, activate your account. So in the next line, in the sense, I have to use one break tag here. So let me take AHF. So AHF, the link should be clickable link, guys, here. This is going to be activate now. Activate now. The next line, thanks. I want to display message. Thanks. One more tag and T. So this is the message we have to send it to the registered person. But if the user click on this activation link, he has to come to our same page now. So I mean, he has to come to our application back again. So here, definitely, I have to take an attribute target equal to underscore bank. I mean, whatever the link you are providing, you have to open that link into a new window. That's why target equal to underscore blank. Here, you have to provide the base URL. Why base URL? Base URL is always going to be updated. If you are in the local machine, local URL. When you are in the live machine, live URL will become. So once you clicked, you have to come to some page, right? So who clicked you? Your account should be activated. If I click, my account should be activated. For this, what I want to do, using the register controller, in this, I have to create one method called activate method. To this activate method, we have to pass a parameter that is nothing but your UniID. So we are generating the UniID here, right? Let me do one thing, guys, here. Whatever the UniID you generated here, because it is an array, right? So if it is an array, it can come out, right? Let me do one thing. Let me remove this here. Let me take this into a variable UNIID equal to, this is the variable I'm just taking, and keep this variable here because we can reuse it. If it is an array, again we have to write then that will be different again, right? So this is UniID. The same UniID I'm passing to this function as a parameter. Can you see here? Just you can concatenate the UNIID. Then what happened when a user clicks on that link based URL? For example, you are in the local host, then localhost register activate method, the parameter will be UniID. Who, for everybody, is there one UniID or different UniIDs we are creating? We are creating different UniID. If you can create an account, an ID will be generated for you. If an ID will be generated for me also. For every user, different UniID. Based on this UniID, I can understand whose account should be activated. If UniID is not there, how we can identify whose account should be activated? Everybody is trying to click activate now button, but who clicked it? Whose account should be activated? That's why we are passing this UniID to activate method as a parameter. What is the meaning of it? Register is a controller, activate is a method, UniID is a parameter to activate method. Okay, now we have to send this information to mail, right? Then what we need to do, guys, here? We already worked with email library. I think you already know, right? So what is the mail library we worked? This is the previous session, I think. So here we have to load the email library. So go to your register controller and try to load the email library, guys. What is the library we loaded here? We didn't load, right? Already we are loading some libraries. In place of I'm keeping comma, you can load multiple libraries like this. Email library is loaded. After that, we have to do email configuration. The same configuration what I have, I'm doing the same here, guys. And let us go to your register.php and keep this here, right? So I did email configuration also. My email configuration is ready. But one thing I already told you in the early session, SMTP configuration, we work with that also. Right now, I'm providing an email ID. This email ID may not works for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to provide you an email, go php trainings@gmail.com, and the respective password of that particular Gmail ID. That's very important. Okay, please check it carefully. Once this is done, what are all the configuration we are having that we have to pass to initialize method? Did you see we have initialize method? Let me copy a whole code here. So this is not a problem. Let me copy the complete code. Already we did, right? That's why I'm completely copying this code. We will change the parameters. Right, can you see now? So this is initialize method. To this initialize method, we pass the config array. So in this config array done, new line, okay. This is the two mail ID. Two mail ID should be dynamic, guys. We don't know who is going to become there, right? So we already get the email ID here, right? So just you can copy this and you can keep that as a to address. This is very important. You have to send something like this. Okay, perfect. Subject. We prepared a variable, right? SUBJ series subject. And we prepared a message body also, right? Message. You can do this, guys. That's enough. MESSAGE message. Guys, once this SMTP configuration is completed, we prepared the message body and all the necessary parameters we have here to whom we have to send an email and all. So this is very important. And here the valid working password you have to provide. I'm not providing that password right now. So now if you can try, you cannot get the mail, guys, right? Because I didn't. Anyhow, I will update the password. We have to check it now. Right? If everything is okay, then what I need to do, I have to take this and I have to set into if mail center, this message I have to write here. We have to redirect to same page. So redirect to current URL. Okay. Here, success, account created successfully. Besides this, please activate your account. I just want to get a message something like this. Please activate your account. And anyhow, in the view, I think we are displaying the success message, right? So this is the success message we are displaying, which is created in temporary data. Done, guys. Now, once after SMTP configuration done, you have to log into Gmail account and you have to enable. What is you have to enable? So less secure apps option will be there. Let me show you that option. Log into my Gmail account here. 1 minute. So I have to go to this email account. So here you have manage our Google account and security tab in the left side. If you can come down, if two-step verification is enabled, my two-step verification is turned off. Okay. If you can bit move down, there is an option called less secure apps. I think this we did in the early session, right? This is enabled, this is on. By default, it will be off, guys. You have to make it on, right? It will give you some notices while you are making on, no problem. So once your functionality done, you can turn off it, no problem, guys, right? So this is all done. Okay, now let me try to create an account, guys. Here. Now if you try to see, already I have an account with this mail ID, right? Let me do one thing. Here I have an account with this. Let me delete this record because I have email is unique, right? With the same email ID, you cannot create one more account. Here you are going to provide a valid working mail ID. Let me provide my name, my email ID, working mail ID 123456 123456. And this is what you have to provide. Let me submit this, guys. If everything is okay, you have to get a message. Guys, I have some error, guys, here. What is that error? Undefined variable mobile, undefined variable uname on line number 23rd. Right? Go to 23rd. What is 23rd? And I am unable to send an email also. Maybe this is not sending an email. So we need to check it, guys. Okay. Anyhow, because this is you didn't update this password, right? Maybe this is the reason you are not able to send an email. But on line number 23rd, you are getting an error. What is it? Error on line number 23rd. Oh my God. Here you don't have uname now because you are taking out, right? Do one thing. Whatever the things you are taking, we can get the values here, but you can take some string values here, no problem. Uni ID could be anything, right? That could be anything you can take and take some numbers here. You don't need to take your name, mobile number, not required. You can create some number, whatever it may be, that is going to be MD5. Then, so UniID is going to be generated. And now let me stop sharing. Let me stop recording as well. Yes, guys, I have updated my password. Earlier, you have some error, right, in registration.php. I just minimize this because we updated the password. Don't worry. Anyhow, even if you can see, no problem, right? What is the problem here? Nothing I will. This is the password for this email account. Later, I will change it. Don't worry. Right. Now, you can go and test this mail functionality. Earlier, we tried, it won't work, right? And is there any record inserted for us? I think record is inserted. But anyhow, let me delete this record. Right, it is not required for me. Now refresh the page and try to create an account, guys. Okay. 123456. 123456. Okay, let me submit this now. This time. Earlier we have error. Now let me check it. If everything is okay, yes, can you see? Account created successfully. Please activate your account because of the valid credentials we defined here. That's why email authentication works and it sends an email to the registered email ID. What is the registered email ID? This is the registered email ID. Now log into this email account and please check whether you received an email or not. Let me go to this and let me try to log into this particular email account. What happens? Security. Okay. Let me log into this Gmail account. Right, Gmail. Yeah, you can check in updates or inbox folder. If everything is okay, I can see an email here. Oh, here I can get the email, guys. Can you see GoPHP trainings, account activation link to GoPHP? Let me click on the save. You can see an activation link. Hi, hello world. Thanks for creating an account with us. Please click the below link to activate our account. I'm clicking this, guys. It will open the link into a new window. Can you see a link was opened in a new window? Localhost, news, register, activate is a method, and this is the token you have. Can you see in the database also you have the same token, guys? If you can refresh and you can check this, the uni ID generated for you 7E96, the same uni ID you redirected. So by seeing this uni ID, I can understand whose account should be activated. Right. So what I need to do now, I have to create register controller already created. There is an activate method, guys. So do one thing, go to your register controller, create one method. There's a method here, activate method, activate function. To this, we are going to get an ID, right? This is going to be uni ID. You can take any variable here. This variable will holds the uni ID. If you want, you can check this uni ID. So I think you will understand what is going to be printed. Refresh it. I think, is it okay? Oh, why it is activate ACTI activate is a method, register is a control RE. Oh my god, spell mistake is there, guys. Can you see here? There is a spell mistake in this. Do one thing, go to this mail body, and here you have to change the link REGISTER. That's why it is giving you mistake. Okay, don't worry, no problem. So I'm changing this REGISTER register. Now you can see this is the UniID. Now what we need to do, guys, here, get this. You already get the UniID. Based on the UniID, you are going to write a query and to check what is the status of you. Okay, shall I write a query here? Right. So here we have already created a model, guys. Let me get the information. This of we have already a model REGISTER register model. In this verify UniID, I'm writing this verify UNIID. See, whatever the UniID we are getting in the URL, that you have to verify it. Some people may try to log into your application with some dummy UniID. Some they will pass to this URL some dummy UniID to try to activate their account. So we don't want to allow. If this UniID is available in the DB, then we can activate our account. Otherwise, we don't want to activate. Okay. Then what is the process here? You have to check it. Color STATUS. You can take something called STATUS, or else first you are sending this to model, right? Do one thing. In the register model, you have to go here and you have to create a function, public function. This is verify UniID. You're passing some ID here or UniID. You can take any variable, no problem. So now we have to write a select query to verify this kind of this of DB of, I'm writing get. In this get, we have to pass the table name. What is our table name? Users. Now what happened by writing this? You will get all the records, right? RES. This what this RES contain? You will get all the records, but we don't want all the records. This of DB of where, right? So here column name and $UNIID. On what basis you are getting? UniID base, right? What is the thing? UNIID. This is the column. So based on UniID, you are getting the data. Now what happened, guys? If you have records, this is going to get one record exactly, definitely, right? So if you want to check $RES of, we can write something called num underscore rows. What this will give you, this will tell you the number of records in the result set. Exactly how many records will be there? There is only one record, guys. If, can you see? This is going to be one record. So you can write equal to 1 also, exactly equal to 1 exactly. This one record is there. Okay, if the UniID is not there, then I am simply returning false, guys. Okay, yes, false and returning. If it is there, we have to return the data. RETU or return. Can anybody know how can we return a single record? Return if it is a result of result, something like if I use result method, this is going to give you array of object. Generally, when we have to use this result method, if you have multiple records, but in this situation, I have only one record, right? Simply, you can write RES of row method. That's enough, guys. For fetching one record, if you can use row method. But did you see in the early sessions, I think we used result of result, some variable I taken here, data or query, result of result method I return to fetch multiple records. But here you have only one record, right? Just you can use this. Now, if everything is okay, I think here is some, okay, any error is there? Some error. What is the problem? Oh, this is extra, I believe, right? Okay, perfect. Right, guys, now you can check it. If everything is okay, it is going to return some data. What is this data? This data contain, let me check it, print underscore r of data. Let me check it. If that UniID is exists, whatever the UniID you are clicking there, if that is exists, guys, then what will happen? Definitely you can have something. Let me go and check this. Just I'm going to refresh it. See that UniID is exists. That's why you are getting the data. For example, I'm providing you some wrong UniID 6EC12. I provided submit this. You are not getting anything empty because the UniID is not there. If UDID is not there, what we are going to check it? I have to write a small condition. If not empty, empty, not empty, not empty of dollar data. If data is not empty, what is the meaning of it? You have record. Otherwise, I have to display a message. No? Sorry, your account does not exist. Your account seems to does not exist. Something like, right? Sorry, I want to write a message here. Simply by saying, sorry, unable to find your account. Sorry, unable to find your account. This is simply I want right here, guys. Can you see? You can provide some wrong information on the URL. Definitely you will get sorry, unable to find. Now you can see I'm going to provide you one, two, sorry, unable to find your account. This is the message. So now you can provide some valid information. Your account is there. That's why you are not getting anything, guys. Unable to find your account. If everything is okay, then what I need to do, you can print the data, print underscore R of dollar data. You can do it simply. You can see if your data is exist, if your UniID is exist, you can see your data. Refresh it, you are getting the data. What is the status of you? Status is by default inactive. This is object now, object of status. Now I have to write one small condition. If dollar data of status status equal to inactive. If your database status is inactive, inactive, then what I need to do, guys, I have to update your account. So if it is already active, then what I need to display here, I have to display a small message saying that your account is already activated. Your account is already activated. Please log in. You can provide login link here, right? So here what I need to do, guys, if your account is inactive, we have to activate his account, right? So now what I need to do, guys, let me write the update query here itself. We can write update query here also, guys, no problem. You don't need to go for a model because it is a simple query. We don't want to go for a model again. This of update is a query, guys. Okay, update is a, sorry, this of DB of update. You have to use this of DB of update. In this, we have to pass the table name. What is our table name? Users. What you want to update, take it an array. So column name and value. What is the column you want to update? Status column I want to update with the value. What is the value you have to update with the active, guys? So, but here you have to pass the where condition. This of db of where. This is very important. This of db of where. In this UniID, we have to take UNIID, comma, UniID. Simply based on the where condition, the record is going to be updated now. Perfect. So once this is done, we are going to write a small message. This of db of rows. This of db of AFFECTED. Affected rows we have to write. If the record is updated, it will be okay, guys. At least one record is updated, it is going to give you some value equal to 1. When record is updated, it will return 1. One record is updated. Here I'm writing a message. Account activated successfully. Account, paragraph here. Account activated successfully. Account activated successfully. Please log in now. Please log in now. Right? So otherwise, is there anything wrong while updating account? You can write one more message. Sorry, unable to activate your account. Contact me. Like this error message also I'm displaying, guys. Sorry, unable to activate your account. Contact me. I'm writing a message. Now, can you see, guys? Let's assume the user has clicked the link. He is in the page. Can you see? Account activated successfully, please log in now. If you are clicking second time, it is going to give you message your account is already activated. Second time, sometimes first time you clicked, you got a message account activated successfully. Second time also you are clicking, then I want to display a message your account is already activated. You can go and check the DB, refresh the DB. Now you can see the status as inactive. Now I'm refreshing. Can you see the status of the user is active now? This is how the things will be work. Once you click a link on your inbox, you will come to this particular page and it is going to verify your status is active or inactive. If anybody is trying to give some invalid token here, then that is going to give you sorry, unable to find your account. This is how the things will be work together, guys. Right? Perfect, guys. So this is all about our registration form activation link, guys. We discussed this into three parts. First part is form creation with validation. Second part is table creation and database insertion. And third part is sending an email to the registered user with activation link. This is the three parts. This is all about the complete of your registration form, guys. So in next session, I will show you how to integrate a theme because we have to work with the login forms, right? So let us download a HTML template and let me show you how can we integrate that HTML template into our coding data. This we will see in the next session, guys. Thank you, guys.